This is the top 10 BGG climbers for the week ending 11/4/2020. This is a little bit late going up. This week's been crazy. I'm sure all you are aware. But we'll get to it. Let's take a look at the notable followers here. Oh, and I should mention, if you like this video, please take a look at the links in the description, and I'll have a link to the actual list that Michael Alexander's been taking care of for creating for a number of years. Also, please subscribe and take a look at our other videos. Puerto Rico's on its way down, but I think that that's expected. One interesting thing here is that Agricola has had it's basically been declining. The ratings haven't been increasing, and I think it's just showing its age. I think that, in my opinion, A Feast for Odin and Cavern are just more, I guess, better games and more likable games. As far as climbers, so Yedo Deluxe Master Set, they did another Kickstarter. So it's already got 317 ratings. I think the second Kickstarter was pretty popular. I think this is going to have a good shot at making the top 100, and that'll be impressive because these Kickstarter Deluxe Master Sets usually don't have the volume to hit that, since I don't think this is going to retail. And let's see here. So another one that was interesting. So Dwellings of Eldervale. This one's climbing pretty good. I don't know if they're going to do a second Kickstarter. I do know that it's up for sale at a really steep price. I also noticed that the ratings have been coming down a little bit, and some of the reviewers have been making reviews that have been positive and negative, so we'll see if this one continues to climb. I think it's definitely top 500 material, but we need a few more weeks to see if it's going to go higher than that. Okay. And, Tidal Blades. So this one was a highly anticipated game. The production value is really good. The miniatures are really good. Based on the reviews, I think the gameplay is okay. I don't see it hitting the top 100 anymore. I thought it definitely would, based on the amount of sales and stuff. I'm predicting this is going to be top 250 or maybe top 200. So let's see here. We have number 10, which is Tauon Sinew, the Incan Empire. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too bad. So let's take a look at this. This has been actually climbing kind of under the radar. I don't think it's even made the top list. I think the big T game for this year was Tikanu, although I think this might be doing better in the ratings. So this is the latest David Turksey game in the T series, and I think this year he released Tikanu and this one. It doesn't have too many pictures, so let's take a look at this. It's kind of a weird, like, hexagonal thing. I don't think it looks as good as Tikanu. I mean, it has some custom meeples, but it has cubes. It doesn't have the big obelisk in the center. But maybe it's a better game. I mean, that's really, at the end of the day, that's what matters the most for the BGG ratings, is how good of a game this is. This is going to be action points, area control, card drafting, hand management, a whole bunch of typical Euro mechanisms. You can recruit a worker, take 2 god cards. Okay. Or place a worker. Recruit a worker, move your high priest. Could be an interesting game. I'm interested to see how this one does. I think, it's not trending to be amazing on the ratings. I guess the early ratings were a little bit worse. So we're probably not looking, it's definitely not top 100 material. It's starting out this low. It's probably going to be top 500 just because of the history and the designer, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how the ratings do in the coming weeks. So that's number 10. Number 9, Bonfire. So I think this one was doing really good early on with the ratings. It's kind of died off a little bit. So we're down to, we've gotten 130 new ratings, and it's averaging around 7.8. So this is going to be tough to hit top 100 at this point. If you're not aware, Bonfire is the latest Stefan Feld game. I think it's maybe the best looking Stefan Feld game. I think that the board looks really good, although I guess you can say the art is maybe a little bit busy, but I think it has a cool look, especially when you stack these I think bonfires around your outside. with the board and the little pieces that fit together. I think it looks really cool. I don't know how it functions. I even like the way these tiles are done in your, I guess, engine building area. And I like the fact let's see here. We can't really see the meeples. Yeah, here it is. These meeples. I like the fact that they're like these custom, priest meeples or whatever. So we'll have to see how this one does. I don't think it's going to eclipse, or it doesn't look like it's going to hit the top 100 at the rate it's going. It's probably more like a top 200 game, unless this rating improves drastically. So, because we're at 500 ratings, I think to get in the top 100, you probably need to get at least 5,000 ratings right now. So that's number 9, Bonfire. Number 8, Twa Dice. So this one was highly anticipated. It's not doing that well. As far as roll and writes, maybe that's why they weren't planning on releasing it originally. So this game was I think a print and play. And I don't think they were planning on releasing it. And with this new resurgence of roll and writes, they decided to bring back Twa and bring back Twa Dice. I think part of it is it doesn't look great. It's got, I don't know, it kind of got the same artwork from Twa, which, I mean, Twa is an amazing game. I did not think the artwork was very good. And I think most people would agree with that. And I don't, at least from what I know, this doesn't do anything like new or unique with roll and writes. So I'm not expecting this one to do too well. We're probably going to be top 1,000 at most. Probably just because of Twa. It'll get in the top 1,000. So that is number 8, Twa Dice. Number 7, Viscounts of the West Kingdom. So this is kind of a surprise. I thought the reviews were kind of mixed on this game, but it seems to be climbing pretty solidly. And there's, I guess just because it's so different, maybe it's taking a little while to gain popularity. Also, with Tome Saga coming out, maybe a lot of people are going to take the plunge and we'll see a lot more ratings here. So Viscounts of the West Kingdom, I think, is the 3rd game in the West Kingdom trilogy. And then there's going to be this expansion, Tome Saga, that kind of sticks them all together. And it works a little bit differently. It's got this, I think, a rondel mechanism with the central rondel. And again, it kind of builds on this like virtue and, I guess, corruption mechanisms from the earlier Architects of the West Kingdom. The artwork, as usual, looks amazing. I think I forget the name of the artist, but his artwork just, I think any game with this artwork, it makes it look much, much better. 3D printed organizer already. So I think this one, I was originally saying it's probably not going to hit top 100, but it might. So we're seeing, the ratings are staying pretty strong. We're at 500. I guess we'll have to see. I mean, I think it's definitely going to be top 200, but we'll see if it actually inches in the top 100. So that's Viscounts of the West Kingdom. Paris. I don't think I was aware of this one. It's not doing too well. Its ratings are pretty, I guess, fairly low for starting out. We'll have to see if it gains momentum later. Paris. So, what is this game? This game is, a Kickstarter game based on building the city of Paris in a point area. I guess it kind of had, it's got these secret boxes, which, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of most games that have hidden information or these like screens where you can't see stuff. I mean, I'm fine with hidden information, but I don't like the whole screen setup in a game. I just don't think it works really well. I mean, I think if you have hidden information, the best thing is have it on cards. Have like a hand of cards, or have face down pile of cards only you can look at. But that's my opinion. I do like the meeples and stuff. I don't know. The board looks kind of crazy. I'm interested to see. I guess this is an early tabletop simulator mod. So let's see. It's just tile placement game. Interesting. By Michael Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer. So I guess I didn't hear about it because it wasn't doing that great. It's kind of a lighter weight game, so this probably isn't going to do very well just in general. I guess medium light. We'll have to see how this one does. I'm not expecting huge stuff, even though it's from some great designers. So that's number 6, Paris. Number 5, Gloomhaven, Jaws of Lion. So you even have a comment here. Next year when Frosthaven arrives, we'll have Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, and Jaws of the Lion in the top 10. So this is clearly going to hit the top 10. I mean, there's no way. It might even hit top 10 before the end of this year. And I think you'll just be watching to see if it's going to eventually hit number 1. I think it has the possibility, although the ratings are slowing a little bit lower. I do think it is the best Gloomhaven game. If you're not aware, which you probably should be, this is like Gloomhaven Mini, or as I mentioned, Gloomhaven Best. I think it's the best size Gloomhaven for most people. I think it's the best price for most people. And I think that it includes all the great stuff that is in Gloomhaven at a price point people can get into that is much more accessible due to this book in the style of, Stuffed Fables or other games where you can put a map in the book. And they even did this like add-on so you can make the maps big enough to have a full game. They do a great job with the hidden information. It's just a really well done, solid game at a amazing price point to have this much gameplay. So that is why. And some people have done some really nice jobs painting the minis. Wow, that's really cool. So there you have it. That's Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. Potential contender for number 1 game. And it's at 23 right now, climbing up. Number 4, Paleo. So Paleo is new. Did this one just come out? I think this was a Kickstarter game. No, I guess it's just a new game from, I don't even know the designer. Let's take a look at this. So this is, like the artwork here. It's a unique setup, although I mentioned I'm not a huge fan of building things for board games, especially out of cardboard. It's just super delicate. I do like this artwork, though. Cool mammoth drawings. Yeah, it's a really good-looking game. Cooperative game. So you try to complete missions. Long-term goal is painting a woolly mammoth on the wall so that humans thousands of years later will know that you once existed. That's kind of a unique theme. I don't know. I think we'll have to keep an eye on this. It's doing pretty well early on, so we'll have to see. This is an interesting game. I think people should take a look at it and see. The artwork's solid. I mean, I don't know the designer, but maybe he's done some other games. A lot of people like cooperative games, and it's pretty unique from a theme standpoint. I don't think I know of any cooperative Stone Age games. So let's see how this one does. It's Paleo, number 4. Number 3 is Pandemic Legacy Season 0. Now, some people have even commented, we started this campaign. It is good. That's a good sign. I think that the theme here is really going to, I guess the surprise theme is really going to bring this out. The fact that it's spies instead of just fighting diseases. I think it brings something really unique to the genre. The pandemic genre. And since it's a legacy game, it gets all the unique legacy elements. So I still haven't started playing it, but I actually want to play this before I play Season 2 now, just because of how unique it is. Let's go and look at some images here. So the box looks okay. I think that's a press photo. I do like that they have these, I guess, passport books, which is cool. I like that they did the custom meeples. They have the little ambulances or spy teams. It's just, and the board looks really cool. I mean, it's a kind of pandemic board, but it's got this unique, Cold War vibe through the whole design of the game. I just think that is really going to elevate this game. And I guess I've heard there aren't any super wow moments in the game, but the gameplay is so solid and brings new life into it that people really enjoyed this game. And I think that I did read the writing is much better in this one than previous ones, which is kind of good. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Pandemic Legacy Season 0. I think this one is going to be, this is going to be definitely top 100, probably top 10, I think, given how strong the ratings are and the reviews. But we'll see how that one goes. Number 2, Mysterium Park. So this is Mysterium, like version 2. So Mysterium is kind of a, I guess some people really like Mysterium, some people don't. It's kind of an evolution on the whole Dixit concept. It's deduction. I personally am not a huge Mysterium fan, but that is me. I do think this continues with probably some better artwork. I like these cards. These are really good. But I don't think it probably brings, maybe some new mechanisms to it, but I don't see it climbing up the ratings to be in the top 100. It'll probably be top 1,000, assuming it sells enough copies and it gets good enough ratings. Well, mostly sells enough copies. I think it'll do fine on the ratings, but I don't think this is, might not even be top 500. Probably top 1,000. Probably really good if you really like Mysterium. If you're in the group of folks that really like Mysterium. If not, you're probably not going to get it. So number 2, Mysterium Park. And number 1 is Anno 1800. So this was on my most anticipated list because I like the Anno series. I like Martin Wallace, but I haven't seen any reviews for this, but the stuff I've read, it's not his best game. It's like, I guess there's a lot of resources to manage with a lot of little cubes. There's, I think, all these different types of resources in the game, which is, I guess, insane. Crazy. 3D printed gold bricks. That's cool. And it's not, like, the artwork is not terribly exciting on this. I don't know how to describe it. I guess you're going to build buildings and create resources and exchange resources, but I don't think it's his. It's definitely not going to eclipse Brass, Birmingham, or even the original Brass. And I guess we'll have to see if Martin Wallace is able to put out another big hit. Seems like he's been going down maybe making games too complex and maybe too long, the type of game they are. I think that taking Brass and making it a little bit more accessible with Birmingham, make it a little bit less, like, I guess, a little bit less to beat you down or to made a better game. But I don't think this one's going to have staying power, and I don't think it's going to hit the top 100 for sure. It might hit the top 1,000, but it's not starting off great given that it's a Martin Wallace game, and it's got a lot of people that already bought into it. So, and as this person said, but it's such an ugly game, it looks like it was made 15 years ago. And that's another thing is, obviously if you make a great game, it's going to do well, but the look of a game is becoming more and more important, and there's so many games that come out that you really have to have a complete package nowadays. And, the look of the game gives it a little bit of an edge or an oomph to get people to take a look at it. And if it's a solid game, then you're going to see it really, really climb the ratings, just like Brass Birmingham. Looks amazing, really solid game play, and you can see how it's done. So there you have it. That is the video for the top 10 Board Game Geek Climbers for week ending 11/4/2020. If you enjoyed this video, please like and please subscribe. Please take a look at our other videos. Thank you.